Hey guys, welcome back to Edward RC. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe as we're going to post more useful video like this, which is going to help make your WPL RC life much easier. Right, so there are people who have issue with dual speed gearbox skipping, and I'm going to show you why over here. So first, let's take a look at a unit that is functioning perfectly because of the correct assembly. So now I'm on low speed gear. When I apply throttle, there's no skipping, and I'm also gripping on the output shaft to give it a high load and to confirm that there's no skipping. Okay, no skipping, and then switch it to high speed gear and also applying load to the output shaft to confirm there's no skipping. Alright, now I've cut open the bottom cover. I sacrificed this to show you how this shifting mechanism actually works. There's a shift fork in there. You see, that's how it works. So as you can see, when it pushes to the left, it's for low speed gear. When it pushes to the right, it's high speed gear. And to get optimum throw is when you install the servo horn correctly. Let's say when now it's on high gear, this is the position of the servo horn. When I go on low gear, it's almost horizontal. So this gives maximum throw, horizontal throw to push it to low speed gear. Then this is high speed gear, so about 90 degrees to each change. When it's on high speed gear, this should be pointing about 6 o'clock, and then when it's on low speed gear, it should be pointing to be about 9 o'clock. Now what happens when you install the servo horn incorrectly? Now I'm on a high speed gear position where it rotates to counterclockwise, and then as I apply low speed gear change, see it doesn't have enough servo throw to push the shift fork enough towards the left. We can see on the camera. Hope you can see on the camera. You see there's a big gap in between the shift fork and into the cavity of the low speed gear over there. So when you're using it, it may just go skipping. So without load, it's fine. When there's load, so it's skipping. So the correct way to install it is you push it back to a high speed gear to be fully counterclockwise. Install it about slightly before 6 o'clock. Now let's try. Now I'm on high gear. Now if I go to low speed gear, okay, so now as you can see, is engaging fully into the cavity of the low speed gear. Maximum push into it. So when I apply throttle, apply load, there's a full torque transfer for the low speed gear. Now I'm on high gear. As you can see, it doesn't engage properly. This kind of shift fork doesn't work the same as a real car. In a real car gearbox, you have to disengage your clutch so your synchro can mesh into your next gear. But in the RC world, in this design, it's slightly different. This kind of synchro, there's only 3 cavity. So when you are shifting in between low gear and high gear, you should be applying a little bit of throttle. You should be moving slowly to engage. So if I'm a constant throttle, I can shift easily. When I'm on standstill, like for example, I rotate it to a position where I get stuck. See, it can't engage because the shift fork is not in the correct position as the cavity in there. So we can see from this video. See, there's a fang from this shift fork, a black color one, that goes into the cavity. Now let me go to high gear. As you can see, there's a gap here. Then this may skip. Let's give it a try. Just purposely. See, it is skipping because it's not engaged properly. There's the shift fork just jump. Now the easy way to solve high speed gear skipping would be adding cable tie in front of this spring over here, and I have to give a credit to Steve Wolfram, one of our customers, for this suggestion. You can check out his tutorial in our instruction manual section. You can find that link in our description down this video. So I'm gonna do that in this camera as well. So make sure that as you tighten the cable tie, you are not grabbing into the spring. Cable tie on the left, your spring on the right side. Here is how it looks. The reason doing this is to give it a lot more tension, pushing the shift fork towards the right, so your high-speed gear shift fork can engage further to the right side. As you can see, it's closed up the gap already now, and let's give it a try again. So it runs normally, and there's much less gap between the shift fork and the high-speed gear as well. If I apply load, now it works well. There's no skipping anymore on the high-speed gear. See, works very well. How about low speed gear? So as you can see, you have to give it a bit of throttle to shift. And low speed gear, high load works very well as well. Now go back to high speed gear. Alright, very well, engaged, very good. Thank you Steve Wolfram for this suggestion. And if let's say adding the cable tie doesn't work as well, there's another solution suggested by Steve Wolfram, which is to cut a little bit of area over here to allow your shift fork to go further to the right side. So in this case, it has already, this black color outer shift fork have already touching the servo horn. Okay, so we're gonna remove this material over here. Disclaimer, try this at your own risk when you are removing the material over here with a knife. Okay, now as you can see, the shift fork, the outer shift fork can go further to the right. In fact, in my case on this gearbox, it has already traveled the furthest right over here already. So now I have a dual speed gearbox working well in both high speed gear and low speed gear. You can get this dual speed gearbox in the link in the description as well. Alright, that's all for the video. If you think this video is helpful, please like and subscribe. And if you know someone facing this issue as well, share this video with them. I'll see you on next video. Bye!